sit here. Okay. You put it back here. I don't want to record that. Okay, we'll get in here. Sit here, sit here.
I sit here. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Like that.
That's a good way to wake up. Really good.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. This is the Truth Breakfast Show. Today we're going a little bit acoustic. May I say Heartland Acoustic.
Yes,
we have with us a band from the US, the Dillingham and Horseshoe Road Band.
Yes, sir.
Is that the full name of your band?
Yeah, Dillingham and Horseshoe Road.
Okay. They are here to perform in celebration of the 230th Independence Day celebration of the United States. They will be conducting a workshop for musical groups in Ganta, Sanikwe, Zuedru, Bikana, and Kakata. Okay, Carl, I want to start with you. You seem to be the leader, the organizer, the main man in this band, or?
Yeah, I guess you might say that. I'm the one that calls everybody and lets them know we've got a gig. We got a gig in Liberia, guys. What are you doing July 3rd?
And you are Oklahoma's musical ambassador.
Yes, sir.
How did that come about?
Well, yeah, it's an interesting thing. My whole career as a performing artist really started when my friend Peter Marcus, who's here playing guitar, when we were in college together, we started, the university we attended discovered that they took us abroad into other countries, putting on concerts. It was a great way to, music naturally brings people together. It creates connections and strong relationships. And it was a great vehicle for developing new partnerships overseas, allowing for exchange and opportunities for international students to come study in America, and just a way to build relationships. And so then that just sort of continued after I graduated. My university hired me as an ambassador of the university, and I worked full-time doing that kind of work. And in the state of Oklahoma started employing me more regularly when there would be international groups coming into the state saying, we'd like for you to come perform for these groups. You know, what we do in terms of Heartland Acoustic, we call it Heartland Acoustic, is really an eclectic mix of music, but in an acoustic setting. But we do give a good representation of traditional American music from the heartland of America.
Western country music?
Right. Bluegrass, country western, western swing, jazz, any of these things. But then we also can very easily pick up and absorb flavors.
You can blend it.
Yes, from different places we go.
But realistically, acoustic music is new to me. You know, I'm good with the kora, the balafon, the djembe. Those are the type of instruments that I see around. But acoustic, realistically, is very. You want to give me a working definition of what is acoustic music?
Well, the djembe is a perfect example of acoustic.
Oh, the djembe is also acoustic.
Of course.
Okay, that is common in the Mandan culture.
Yeah, and that's fundamental acoustic music right there.
Okay.
And
why is it acoustic?
It's because there's no electronics. There's no electricity. Acoustic would be. It's the instrument itself is generating the sounds, not electronics.
But sometimes you have a system to amplify it.
Yeah, you have a system to amplify it, and that's more modern development in terms of getting those sounds. Like we sometimes will even plug our instruments.
So we can say it's natural music.
Yeah, it's natural music.
Why do you call it Heartland?
Well, this is Peter Marcus. I'm the guitar player in the band, and in the United States, the state where we are from, Oklahoma, is right in the middle of the United States, in the heartland. And actually, we're often referred to as the heartland of the U.S.
Right. So is it a different type of acoustic music, or is the same acoustic music around the world? Is it different from the other?
The style of music, I think we, as a band, we use the idea of Heartland to bring everything to the center.
Okay.
And so we do play, like you said earlier, some country music, some music that is very original to Oklahoma, and we'll play some of that later.
Okay.
But then when we travel to Liberia, when we travel to China, wherever we go, we try to make their music also sound kind of like the original music that we play. We blend it all together,
Okay.
very much like the heart blends it all together.
So I know you attract something from our local style here
Oh yeah.
and blend that with the acoustic. I want to hear that later on when we attend the program this evening.
Yes,
Would that be
sir.
possible?
I think so. Will you be there this evening?
Oh yeah, I will be there. I received an invitation.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to be the one to celebrate the independence of
Yeah.
the greatest country on earth.
Oh, come on. One of the greatest.
So let's talk about. I understand you are the teacher of the year.
Yes, yeah. In Oklahoma this year, I was through a selection process of my peers and through an application of essays and taking interviews. Out of the 63,000 teachers in Oklahoma, I was selected as the teacher of the year to represent all of my colleagues. And this year, I've traveled throughout Oklahoma, speaking with teachers and helping them in workshops and talking with students. And in April, I got to travel to Washington, D.C. and meet President Obama. So it was a very special experience.
So how long have you been in the teaching profession?
I'm about to start my 14th year as a teacher, and I teach middle and high school orchestra.
Subject?
So strings, I teach violin and...
Music?
Yes, music.
Okay, let's talk about the from the person out there. Bossman, what's the name?
My name's Brent Salisbury.
Your name again?
Brent Salisbury, Oklahoma City.
Okay. What do you do in the band?
I play the bass, the acoustic bass.
I see you with big guitar. I want to call it. How do you call it?
It's an acoustic bass or a string bass, doghouse bass, upright bass,
Double bass.
double bass,
Bass fiddle.
contra bass.
Bass fiddle.
It's a bass.
Okay, tell me the story about the band. How did it start?
Well, actually, it started in 2005. It was just kind of the idea of here we were some friends, you know, and we were all musicians, and it seemed like we were always meeting each other on different gigs. Like every now and then, we'd all be playing in a band for somebody else, and you know, it's not really that much fun when you're doing that sort of a thing all the time. And so we thought, well, this is crazy. We should just get together, pick the music that we want to do, that you know we really feel passionate about, and in the way we want to do it, and we should just start making music together. And that's how the whole thing formed. And the Heartland, you know, geographically speaks to where we come from, as Peter mentioned, but we also, here we are on Truth FM, you know, we wanted it to speak more to the feeling of the music as well. We wanted to express and communicate a feeling from the heart through our music.
So since then, how have you been going with the band?
Great. You know, in our 9th year, we've traveled to about 8 different countries and all over the United States, and a couple albums, and getting ready to work on another album when we get home, and just really having a good success, and seemed, you know, it's been a lot of fun. Made a lot of wonderful music, met a lot of wonderful people, and it's been very rewarding.
Okay, what have been the feedback? What have been the feedback of places you perform out of America?
Well, I can tell you the very first concert that my band ever did, we were asked to perform for a group of ambassadors that came into Oklahoma from Washington, D.C. And there was a half a dozen ambassadors from all over the world. And several of them came up to us afterwards. This was our very first time to perform in public. And Ambassador of Japan, and Thailand, Romania, they all came up to us and said, "We've never heard anything like this before. We want you to bring your music to our countries and share it with our people." And that was kind of how the whole thing started. We were sort of bound for sort of, you know, international work and using our music to help build relationships and and connections between countries, I believe. And we ended up doing that following year a tour, a 10-city tour of Japan and Thailand, just right out of the chute. And I think that was a testament to just what we were trying to achieve through our music, which was an honest and sincere connection with people, and we wanted it to be worthwhile. You know, you can, if you're just doing music and it's about yourself, you can just sit at home and do that all day long.
So besides coming to Liberia, which other African countries have you gone to and performed there?
Peter and I have performed in North Africa, in Morocco,
Okay.
performed in Ghana, Togo, Kenya, and now Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Since you got your impression before coming, what was your impression after you arrived? Has it changed or the same?
I have to tell you, I didn't have very many impressions before coming. It's kind of strange, but I didn't know much about Liberia. It's kind of unusual because there's such a strong connection between the United States and Liberia. Although I do have, my wife's best friend is a full-time missionary in Sierra Leone, and I just known I assumed it would be probably should be pretty similar since they're neighbors. And she had always spoken very highly of her experiences in Sierra Leone with the people. So I had anticipated that it would be very warm, very spirited welcome and reception, and that's really been more than true.
Very much, and this week since we've arrived, we've had opportunities to engage with several musicians. Yesterday, the Agape Academy of Music, the Lagma organization, the gospel music artists, and what
Incredible.
And just the impression, that was the question you asked about, the impression. I'm so amazed at the just incredible music ability and the spirit and the liveliness, like Kyle said, and just the excitement for music here in Liberia. I'm not surprised. It's because music, we all know that it just makes us come alive.
Yeah.
But we've had
Do-
some
do
very
you have-
special experiences.
do you have plans of inspiring others to come after you?
I'll say it one more time.
Do you have plans of inspiring others to come after you?
Aspiring artists
Yeah.
that come after
I
us.
want to
Will
teach
you
people.
encourage other people to come back to Liberia?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yes, that was
Okay.
something we were talking about yesterday. Was the possibility.
Come back to Liberia. You know, your music you perform now. Do you have plans of encouraging others to come after you?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Mm.
One project that we've been talking about this week, it would be interesting to return to Liberia, either ourselves or with musicians or with my students,
Mm.
to both do more teaching on a very a smaller scale. During this tour, we're visiting different groups of people every day, but instead to return and work with just one or two groups for a long time, and then also to help with doing more recording, because there are so many talented artists who just don't have access to record their art, and when you get to record it, you get to share it with many more people. Like Kyle was saying, we really you want to share your gift. That's one of the main points of making music.
And how many albums you've produced so far? How many albums you've produced so far?
2 for the band, and I've recorded 3 or 4 other additional solo albums and working on another album now.
Okay, honestly, you'll be conducting workshops across the country. What are some of the things you will be teaching or talking about?
Well, as Peter mentioned, it's the real struggle with this kind of a tour where it's very broad. We don't get too in depth because we just have a short amount of time with each group of people. So what we try to make our focus is that when we encounter a group, the first thing we do is we perform for them.
Okay.
And if anything we can achieve during that time, we hope that it can at least spark an inspiration, put new ideas in their head, get them excited about what it is that they're doing, and just to be an encouragement. And then beyond that, we try to talk about some of the history of our music and and how they're related, because a lot of the traditional American styles are very closely interlinked.
Okay, Brent, you talk about history. You want to give me a brief background in history to a big guitar you have there?
Well, this big guitar was developed several hundred years ago for symphony orchestras. In the 19th century, or the 20th century, I guess, it became adapted to, jazz and bluegrass playing and rock playing, and all sorts of pop music. Anytime before 1950, when when it had been the electric bass, this is what you had. So if you want a bass in your pop band, this is what you played.
Is it difficult to learn?
It's not the easiest thing in the world. Because there's no frets on it, so you got to have a pretty good sense of pitch and where you're going, and you got to have pretty good left hand training to know where you're going to play in tune. But it's like with anything, a little perseverance goes a long ways.
That and just the sheer strength, physical strength, is a real serious element when you're playing the double bass.
Okay, we talked about that, so I want to hear some Heartland Acoustic, and I know I'm going to rock myself into that. You have your guitar out there. How do you call that one behind you?
Yeah, it's a guitar, acoustic
It's a guitar?
Yep.
Okay, you have to come closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Just move a little bit.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be good.
Great. There we go.
Okay. Well, sunrise morning, life is over. I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. In the shadows of life grown, I'll fly away like a bird from his Christmas home. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weird days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy never end. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Fly
Wow, Heartland Acoustic, wonderful, I must say. And you have attracted me to this. I think I'll have. You have some CDs.
Yeah.
Okay, leave me one or two. I'm
Sure.
gonna be a new fan of Heartland Acoustic.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. What the message in the song? High, fly away.
I'll fly away.
I'll fly away.
Some glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away
Death.
to a land on God's celestial shore. So it's talking about when I die, I'm going to go to heaven.
And while I observe, you guys really enjoy what you do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can see.
Very
I really see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, musicians, we're not used to performing early in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
we usually like to sleep.
I know you're gonna be wonderful later in the afternoon.
This is a good song to start the morning off right.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you very much. That was really exceptional. And I
Thank
like
you.
this is my first time hearing acoustic, or may I say Heartland Acoustic, from the heart of the United States. Before we go to the line, we want to take calls. Let's hear what our listeners are thinking about everything you just did for us.
Great.
But I want to start with your country and its independence. What does it mean to celebrate the independence of the United States?
Wow, that's a wonderful question, and I know that, like Kyle was saying earlier, we share so much history, the United States and Liberia. To share independence, it means your independence and very much your liberty and your freedom. And I think that's a lot of what we are celebrating today and tomorrow with the Declaration of Independence in the United States, to say that we are new and we are remembering all of the great values that happened over 200 years ago when they signed the Declaration of Independence. We are a new country, and we can
You wanna call that a new
forge our
country?
own destiny. Yeah, we're celebrating our independence and remembering all of those values.
Okay, we celebrate on July 26th.
July 26th. Okay.
And you?
Yeah.
I celebrate on July 28th.
Why?
That's my birthday.
And American birthday is on the 4th.
That's right.
Okay, 077469794.
077469793 and this line. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, it's off. So let me go to this. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, you're live. Okay. They will answer that. 077.
Whether you're going to be teaming
up with
local artists
Yes.
this evening's celebration.
Well, I'm not so sure about this evening. They haven't told us yet, but it seems like almost every performance there's been somebody that we've teamed up with.
Okay.
So we've performed with several Liberian artists so far.
Or somebody just sent this text message. It's a being from Texas. These guys bring back memories. Welcome, guys.
Oh,
It's
wow.
from,
Thank you.
086565714 077469794. Guys.
Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. Thank you. Good morning. Walk away from the monitor. Good morning. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, I just want to appreciate our American brothers for coming to Liberia to celebrate their independence day with us. You know, I really enjoy the music that you just played, and I want to wish them well at the end.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning, you're live.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
Very loud.
This is Jonathan D. Frankie calling from Sarah from Tony.
Go ahead, my brother.
Well, I inspired this morning by video guest. I think they make my day. But for that, I wanted to make sure because I want to become a musician out of it. The level of disability. If they can help me with one talking, then I will get my chance. I'm very excited this morning.
Okay.
I'm going to be back one more meeting. The level of disability calling from Sarah from Tony.
Thank you.
One talking, please.
Thank you, thank you.
Jeff, thank you very much. 077469795 is the number to call. Carl, I think before you go, you want to do one more for us? For our
Sure.
listeners?
I think we should do something patriotic.
Okay, no problem. Some patriotic song.
And to the fellow who texted in from Texas, these two cats are born and raised in Oklahoma, but I was actually born and raised in Texas. I'm in Okie now, but I want to give a shout out to my Texas buddy out there.
Okay, no problem. He's listening. Thank you very much, and exceptional. You know, God bless America.
And God bless Liberia
And
for
God
having
bless-
us here. Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
Liberia. Gentlemen, I am very grateful for your time with us this morning. I wish you all the best, and I hope and pray that you have a very wonderful stay in our country. Feel free, this is your home, Liberia in America. We are one. Before you leave, I want to get your final word. Anything you want to add before we call this equation?
Yes, I say it one more time. Thank you so much to the warm welcome, both here at the radio station and also just around the country. And thank you to the United States Embassy for helping to make this travel possible so that we can exchange our cultures and most importantly share our music and share our stories.
And you, sir?
Well, I can't top that. Thanks for having us. Pleasure to be here
Okay. Thank you
in
very
Northern
much.
Liberia.
I want to just say, what a privilege it is to be here representing our country, but also how much fun it's going to be to go back home and tell everybody that we meet about our experiences here in Liberia and share about a wonderful country full of talented people and just people full of spirit. And so we thank you so much for the warm embrace, welcoming us here, and we look forward to telling your story to the rest of the world.
Wonderful. Thank you. This is how we go on this segment of the show. We're taking a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for the best.